Hello card fighters, Chris here, and we're finally back. Finally done with week 3 for the Aichi the Blaster Legend deck, Trial Deck Evolution, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun playing the deck. It definitely meshes better than all the other trial decks, so it'll be sad to see it go and play some less cohesive trial decks, although hopefully they'll, Bushiroad will step up the game in the future and bust out some sweet trial decks, So we'll go over the deck as usual. Blue Scud Barkle, still our starter. He's just great at getting stride fodder. It's like I can't complain about this card because one of the issues playing a lot of the trial decks was that it was hard to stride. Like, I was forced to run 9 grade 3s, and I was forced to run draw triggers to try to draw into grade 3s because I just couldn't stride. But Blue Scud just helps you search out extra 3s to help striding. And he's going to search out your Alfreds, which you really only use to stride. So it's a pretty good deal. Alright, so 3s stayed the same. Still 4 Blaster Exceed. He's just really good. One thing that was interesting is people seem to really respect his on-ride skill, so that's something to note. The 3 Palamedes still not quite as useful this week as some of the other weeks, but definitely a good card because of the power columns he makes. And then the 2 Alfreds, like last time explained, they just help you to fix your ride. You have 6 ride targets, Exceed, Alfred, 4 Exceeds and 2 Alfreds, and if you get stuck on Palamedes, hopefully you can draw into a grade 3 like the next turn and then stride and use Blue Scud to grab you a grade 3. And talking about grade 3s, Blaster Exceed grabbing grade 3s, helping you stride consistently is a huge part of why this deck is so successful. Just adding a couple of extra bucks to it. So then the grade 2s is where we changed the most this week. We got Twin Swords. We bumped up 2 more Twin Swords. This card is really good. Helps you get multi-attacks off, something the deck couldn't really do before. So, it's nice that we can do multi-attacks. It makes a first stride myriad kill a bit more consistent. And it also just helps you get more damage in on your opponent and more cards out of their hand. And then we have Bedevirs, 4 Bedevirs still a good card, helps you on flip, can help you soul charge, and just a solid 12k attacker, which is good for calling off of Twin Sword. The new card we added also was 2 Ramus, so we started replacing the Starlight Trumpeter, the new Starlight Trumpeter that calls out anything, in favor of Twin Swords, which let you multi-attack, like I said. And for Ramus is nice because you really like to go into the Alfred Stride. And so if you go into the Alfred Stride and you have a Twin Sword or you have the grade 1 Marin, you can call this guy out and he's going to make a beefy column for you on that turn. So it didn't come up that much this week, but it was a nice idea that I like to play around with, and I like to play around with a bit more maybe in the future if I keep playing with the deck, but probably not. And then of course there's the one Blaster Blade. Can't forget the Blaster Blade, the Avatar, the Bushin. Alright, so grade 1s, 4 PGs, still the same. 3 Ks, still the same. Unflip, soul charge, big numbers. You remember that. Still have the Marins. Got 4 Marins. Help you get out anything. If you have the Bedivere on the field, it makes a free call with K. There's a lot of combos with this, and it can help you just set up your field really nicely. And then the 3 new cards were Paris, who combos with Ramus. So if Ramus is on the field, when you use this to stride, you can call it to field and draw a card, which is really good. You can get a lot of advantage off of that. And if you have Alfred Vanguard, it counts as +2 for stride. So it can help if you get stuck on Alfred and you don't have much stride fodder, and it also is really nice discarding it to stride if you need to. Again, the deck searches out grade 3, so it didn't really need to, but it was nice to have that option. And these replaced the Wingle Braves, which only have 5 targets to search in the deck, the Exceeds and the 1 Blaster Blade, so they missed half the time. So just having, a grade 1 that I thought could potentially be more useful, it kind of worked out. They didn't really do much, and, Wingle Braves wouldn't have done much either in the same position. And of course the triggers, same as always, or same as last time. 4 the Alfred crits, and then 8 of the crits from the Legend deck, and then 4 heals. And the strides have pretty much stayed the same. There's not much change. We have the 1 Gao Blade to go into first, just in case you need the extra advantage. We have the 4 Alfreds that come with the deck, the 2 Myriads that come with the deck, the 2 Soul Sabers that come with the deck, the 2 G-Guards that come with the deck, and the last addition is going to be an E-Grain G-Guard, and she is nice just because sometimes you want a G-Guard but you don't want to have to counterblast the extra shield. You just need that 15k guard and you don't want to waste one of these like heavy power guards. So you can use E-Grain to cover that situation, and if you happen to be brave, it's also a free 5k shield. So not too bad, not too bad. It just helps cover some situations that I found where I would really want a G-Guard, but having to use up one of my powerful G-Guards that can guard for a lot high shield value just was not very good. Alright, so that's it with the deck. We'll go straight into the matches. Alright, so round 1 we played against the Menacing Night Rose. It was a pretty tough matchup, and I knew that once Night Rose got rolling, I really needed to, I probably wouldn't be able to win because they have a lot of advantage, they have a lot of high power things, so I needed to take advantage of the early game. So game 1 started out rushing really hard and was able to push them hard and pulled crits on that first stride to clutch it out. Little trigger happy, yes, but we take those. And then game 2, it was a little bit slower. I was trying to rush him. I hit him hard with my Alfred stride, but he had 3 PGs and a G. So he PG'd once, and then he PG'd, discarding a PG, and he had a G guard. Like, what? What? So he lived that, and then had a powerful Negro Song return to clutch it out. But Alfred, you know, was really good. So then the third game, we had Alfred, you know, going head to head against him. He had it, like, he was at like 4 damage or something, and he had a decent amount of cards in hand just because he played his turn to draw defensively. So I went into Alfred, had my Blaster Blade. I think it might have been an Exceed, but whatever happened, he decided to, you know, I pulled 2 critical triggers with my Alfred, and then decided to swing with my rear guard. He gave me the 2 to pass, and I figure, you know, this is my chance. So when I saw the first crit was a trigger was a crit, all effects, second one all effects, and so kind of snuck that game out. I think if he probably had the shield to stop this, so stop those Blaster Blade checks. So I think we kind of got lucky-ish there, or he misplayed by not protecting himself fully. But we got the nice win there because of our double crit to break his 2 to pass. Success. So that's 1 victory so far. Pretty good. Alright, so round 2. We played against Ultimile in the battle for supremacy of Royal Paladins. Alfred was a key factor in this game. But the first game, you know, the best cards in the deck were these bad boys. The crits. Yeah, oh, that's the last one, not a crit. But the crits were definitely the victors of this game, the first game. I got a crit on my grade 2 turn, and then first stride, he wasn't able to guard, he had some low cards in hand, or whatever his situation was, and we got 2 more crits, and sealed the game right then and there. So pretty aggressive, pretty brutal. Second game, tried to do the same, but I didn't really draw a good hand for rushing, so the game slowed down a bit, and I went for Alfred. You know, I had the Alfred play here, and I got another dude over here. So what happened was, when I swung with Alfred, I pulled 1 crit, so he's at 4 damage. So I pulled 1 crit, and I thought, okay, well, you know, I have a couple options. I can put it on Blaster Blade, and then he has to guard a lot. But then, if Blaster Blade doesn't check crits, then he's just going to take this one for free and he's going to live. So what I decided to do is I decided to put my crit onto Ramus so that he would be threatened by this Blaster Blade, because if this checks a crit, you know, he has to guard it, because if it checks a crit there, then he loses. Whereas, like, you know, he definitely guards this one, and then he could take this one if I don't check a crit. It's kind of more risky for him to take this, knowing that this has a crit, I guess. But, you know, it could go either way, because he could be like, well, if he gets a crit, he wins, so it could be like crit to win no matter what the situation is, so it kind of depends, I guess. and maybe I played it poorly, but whatever reason, he took this one. I didn't check the crit that I was hoping I would get, and he lived, and I was not able to live his next turn. So game 3, Game 3 was crazy. I think I just pulled a ton of crits again. So game 3 was crazy. I rushed him really hard, and I went into first stride Myriad. Where's that? Myriad. So I went into first stride Myriad, and I believe I had the twin sword. So I was able to hit him with a 16 with like a Bedivere. I hit him with a 26. That was the twin sword, and then I had a 21 column waiting. And that's not including the drive checks I got off of Myriad. So the Myriad turn ripped his hand apart. He didn't have much left. After that, I was able to live the next turn, and then I went into Alfred, and he just couldn't block that. And we got it. 2 wins so far, looking good for the home, the retirement run of the Aichi Legend deck. So this one was unfortunate. Round 3, we played against Messiahs. I knew this was going to be a horrible matchup, although if you remember last week, we did win against it. But I had a feeling this week would not go quite the same. So we played the same strategy. We rushed as hard as we could. I didn't rush as, I should have been more aggressive. I didn't call my starter to the side so I could make a column there. I didn't do that, which is one thing I did last time that I probably should have done, because I wasn't able to be aggressive enough. I pushed him usually to like 3 or 4 in the first stride, but it wasn't quite enough because he had perfect guards and G guards ready in his hand waiting for my first stride, and then I think he got first stride on this game, and so he was able to lock down one of my guys, and I was only able to use a Myriad, tried to make a big column, but he had the PG and G guard for it, and then that's basically the game from there, because I have no way to unlock, and I'm just slowly going to get outpowered. So then went to game 2. He stayed on a grade 2, which I was like, okay, well that's interesting. Maybe he doesn't have a grade 3. But I figured I need to go to grade 3, you know. So basically, what I'm thinking is like, okay, well I don't have like much of a field right now. I can move my cards back so my cards were in the front row, right? My rear guards were in the front row, but I can move them to the back so that my front row stays open when he locks. The issue being, like, if I say grade 2, my hand had 3 grade 3s in it. It was like 2 Blaster Exceeds and 1 Palamedes. So if I stay grade 2, if he does have the Messiah, then he's gonna, and he's already at 3 damage because I've been rushing, then he's gonna stride, Sea Breeze, and he's gonna lock me down anyway. So I figure I'm just gonna ride to grade 3. I'm gonna get that extra drive check. It's gonna be helpful, and hopefully the extra drive check, you know, will check a trigger, and I could push it out. So I made a nice 16 and another column with a 9k grade 2, I think, and I pushed and I got a crit. I think I got 2 triggers, maybe like crit heal. And then he hit 2 damage triggers, which means it nullified my 16 attack, and I just had a 19 there. It's pretty sad news. Pretty sad news. So that was unfortunate. Because he hit those damage triggers, one of them was a draw trigger, so he had more cards in hand. He went, you know, he did have the alter ego to ride into. He rode, he strode, locked one of my guys down, and it was just a slow death from there. So 2-1 overall score. Could do better, but we'll see how the next round we played against Dimension Robos. So against Dimension Robos, it was pretty rough because they have that starter that lets them put a bunch of guys into the soul and draw cards and stride while I'm on grade 2. Luckily, I went second both games, so it didn't, second or first? Luckily I went first both games, so he got first stride no matter what, so he wasn't able to bop me while I was in grade 2. Unfortunately, he always had that pesky Laurel, so one nice thing about this deck is that you have Blaster Exceeds, which can target grade 1, so if he plays Laurel, I can retire. So every time I'm ready, like, okay, well, he's got the Laurel, he's attacking me with his Vanguard, alright, so I'll get ready for an Alfred turn next turn, and I'll call it, I'll retire the Laurel, and then we'll be good. But every time that happened, his drive check had a Laurel in it, so I'm like, well, that's like, he's got the Laurel again, even if I kill it, it doesn't make a big difference. So that was pretty unfortunate that he just kept drive checking the Laurel, so retiring it was not going to be that useful. And I kind of just got out-grinded, out-advantaged because of Laurel. I can't fetch up my PGs or get a lot of shield easily. And this deck really needs Counterblast, so if he chooses, he can play a game where, okay, did Laurel hit? Okay, Laurel did not hit, so I'm going to attack Rearguard so you don't have Counterblast. And if I don't have Counterblast, I can't make strong plays. So I tried taking Laurel hits to try to push him back even harder. That didn't work. I tried guarding the Laurel hits, and then that didn't really work either. So it was kind of just bad news. And then the second game was basically the same, or kind of through both games. Every time, the way I play against Dimension Robos, since they can break your guard by checking grade 3, and it nullifies perfect guard, so you have to overguard a lot. The way I play against them is I just drop, and if they get the 3, they get the 3. It is what it is. And every time I did that, he got the 3, and I was like, okay, well, that's just how it rolls sometimes. So, kind of got overwhelmed by getting shield broken, but that's how the game goes sometimes. It's the same as getting triggers, right? They just have more triggers in their deck. So yeah, that was the end of the tournament. It was 2-2 overall. Not too shabby. I believe it was the same as last week. Although we won 2 in a row, which is pretty good. We got totally trashed on. So it was hard to say if the deck did better this week or not. I think it was basically the same. Twin Swords were useful, but maybe the Ramus and the Paris were not that useful. So I think, trying and let me bring them up. So the Ramus and the Paris, Ramus and the Paris, they were not that useful. I never used her skill, and I never got to call him out playing, because I think I just didn't have. I never had a Twin Sword while I was going to Alfred for some reason, which is kind of weird if you think about it. And because the fact is, I should normally try to make a column like this when I'm going into Alfred, which is a 21 by itself. But if I want to take advantage of Ramus on the Alfred turn, I have to give up my 21 column, my initial 21 column, so that I can call over it and make another 21 later. And I don't know if that's worth it. So I ended up not really taking advantage of Ramus or Paris, so I think they're cards that I would like to change up or try out something new, or what I would do in future iterations of the deck. But it's very good so far, it flows solidly. The Legend deck is built pretty well, and it can definitely hold up against the competition. Just watch out for those link jokers. They lock your whole deck. They don't lock your whole deck. But one lock is really detrimental for this deck, and 2 locks with the current support kind of shuts you out, unless you're, well, not completely, but if you're running Alfred, you have access to the Alfred stride. There's some Alfred unlockers. You can have tools to play against Link Joker. But playing against Control in general is pretty hard because the current iteration of the deck does not generate advantage very well, really only through the Alfred stride. And most Control decks can pop your Blaster Blade before it gets Twin Drive, so that's pretty bad. But I expect the deck to be a lot better. When GPT-11 hits, they get Gancelot. That card is really good. And should definitely help them out a lot. So anyway, I'm glad you guys were watching. Hope you guys stuck all the way with me to week 3. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like. If you thought my deck choices were insane or reasonable, make sure to leave a like if you did like the video. Make sure to subscribe for more Trial Deck Evolutions, Judge Battle's various videos on the way, and let me know what have you let me know again what you would have changed in the deck. And thanks to all the patrons on Patreon for supporting the content. Really appreciate them supporting what I do. and we're almost at the next patron goal, so I'm very excited for that. Hopefully we'll get that soon, and the Trout evolutions will be a bit less me like flailing my hands when I go over the tournament report. Anyway, thanks for watching, keep on learning, keep on having fun, and I'll see you in another video.